Hi, I'm Kristen. I'm an intuitive based in Venice Beach, California, and I am here today to offer you some messages in the theme of career, transition, change, and expansion. This could be you want something in your current job to change. You need some movement. It could be you've just quit something or you're out of a job and you don't know if you want to go back to what you're doing. You want to do something radical. You want to do something different. This is here for you. I am all about supporting your own inner knowing and supporting you in feeling into your heart space when it comes to these very important decisions in life. And I'm here to spark your own personal validation. This isn't about telling you what to do at all. This is just about me being a conduit and offering you a little something from spirit. And then you kind of mixing and matching that with your own intuition and your own gut. Got my cat here playing. And making your own personal truth happen, right? That's what the tarot is all about. That's why it's so fun. It's about noticing these patterns and cycles and listening to what's coming up in the subconscious. So here we go. So what are the energies and influences that you need to be aware of around this change you want to make, around this transition, around this expansion? What are the energies and influences? The Ace of Cups and the Seven of Swords in reverse. So this feels like sort of like where I'm coming from and where I want to go, what's been going on and what I want to change. You've got something that you already know that you love. You already know that you love it. You already know that this is something that you have to offer more to the world of. It's something, it could be something that you do in your spare time. It could be something that you've been doing your whole life that you thought, well, this can't be something that I can do as a job. And so as a result, you kind of went down the more traditional path and you're kind of working in a space that feels like, I think this could be self-betrayal, this Seven of Swords in reverse, because it's this sort of like, I've been doing a job or did do a job that served me really well for who I was at the time, for what I needed at the time, for who I was with at the time, for what it was. And that is sort of over. And yet I still continue on and stay there, or I'm thinking about just getting that same old job again, when really your heart is bringing you someplace else. Your heart wants you to do something else. Your heart knows that you can make as much money or more doing this thing that you love if you follow your bliss. And it's not always easy, and it can be challenging to do things in a new and different way. This could be you were someplace where you were betrayed as well. And these betrayals don't have to be big, major, although it could be that you were seriously betrayed, like someone took advantage of you or someone stepped over the line. This could also just be small behaviors of the people that you're working with. Like, God, I don't want to be around these type of people anymore. Not that they're bad, but this kind of trajectory that these people are not aligned with my personal values as much as I would like to be around on a daily basis, people that are aligned with my personal values, with my intrinsic values, right? So the influences could be what I'm feeling here is what you're telling yourself about. You can't make that an abundant position. You can't make that an abundant business. Or I'm the breadwinner of my family, and I really want to do this, but I don't know if I have that time and that space, and maybe I should just go work corporate and do it on the side. But then in your heart that if you do it on the side, you're not going to give it the love and the care it needs. It's about taking a leap of faith, because this is not completely new to you. This is something you actually know really, really, really well. Or there's an element to it that you know really, really well. Like maybe you're an amazing PR person, and there's something that you want to market, but you come from some corporate or some business atmosphere, and you want to get into, selling fragrances. You want to get into making CBD oil that helps, people's aches and pains. It's something different, but you know PR so well that you know that you could market this thing. You know that you have what it takes to get people to invest in it, right? So there's something about this that is already established, and you darn well know it. And it's just accepting that, yeah, you got this. Like you are good at this. You have this to offer. The world needs this. The world needs you to step forward and to bring this offering forward. You would be denying the world something that you would be denying society and people something that they really, really need by not doing it. And attacking those thoughts and self-betrayals about how you can't or you should wait. You deserve to be aligned with the people and the situations and the work environment every single day of your life that makes you feel stable emotionally, physically, psychologically. We're at work every single day. It's important. So, what is this current or the most current energies around this career that you're in right now or were very recently in the past? And what are those energies? What do those energies teach you? What are they teaching you? What is the personal growth that you got from where you currently are or where you currently just were that you can bring into this next phase? So what do you know from where you are now or where you've been that's given you personal growth and knowledge and wisdom that you're going to bring with you in this next place? The moon. To trust your intuition. To trust your intuition. Plain and simple. Also, when things are negative, when things are dark, when people are imposing themselves, when they're interloping. You have a deep understanding of people and are able to track motive. And that is something incredible to have as you move into something that maybe you're going to be more independent in. Maybe you brought some people into your life, into your work career that you shouldn't have in the past. Maybe you had no choice because you worked there. And you knew that this was not a good situation. But it's plain and simple that your intuition, your gut, that feeling in your gut is going to guide you every step of the way. And that's what whether you got this from not following, right? Because sometimes when we don't follow our gut, that's where we learn how to follow our gut the most. So there's shaming, no getting upset. We have to have self-forgiveness. You didn't follow your gut. Now you know how that feels. Like, how did that feel in your body when you didn't follow your gut about that person or situation? And you go back to that. Yeah, my stomach felt this way. My heart felt that way. I was feeling nauseous all the time. I couldn't eat. I was eating too much. I was craving sugar. What are those things? And you can go back to them and know immediately to trust them. So, what are the challenges ahead? What are the challenges ahead, my friend? So the King of Wands in reverse. It's taking passionate, active steps. This could also be like not really having a plan, like I'm doing this and I'm doing that, or I really want to do this and so I'm going to do that. And there's no real consistent, where you place this new thing that you want to do in your everyday life. Right? It's about the baby steps. Sometimes it's like we do everything and then we burn ourselves out, or we get overwhelmed and then it doesn't go the way we think, right? This is sort of out of control, passionate energy. You're passionate, you have ideas, but You're so overwhelmed with the amount of ideas that you have, and then you do that idea, then you do that idea, and you're like, well, they're all kind of similar, and they all kind of have a similar through line, and they all are kind of reaching the same thing. Well, sometimes you have to pull it back and do one thing at a time. A mentor of mine said sometimes you have to let go of doing something for now. You pick the one or two things. And so it's like, and trust your gut. What is that one or two thing? Trust your gut. And then implementing it into your life, like in Atomic Habits, when he says, you have to be able to place it into your life. So if you can't place doing 3 hours a day or 2 hours a day consistently into building this new thing you want to build, searching for it, and you can only do 15 minutes a day. It might be like, oh, it's only 15 minutes a day. It's like doing nothing. It's a bummer. Well, no, better doing 15 minutes a day for weeks at a time or months at a time than doing 3 hours for a week or two, and then you're burnt out and you feel overwhelmed and it's done, right? So it's baby step. And resourcing. Like, this person needs a resource. This person needs help. It could be investing in yourself to bring in some people that can help that can help you do some of this stuff, job it out. You know, that's something that highly successful people do. They job it out. And look, I'm not telling you to spend money that you don't have, but maybe there's something in the budget that's there. Maybe, again, it's about letting go of this thing that I want to do so I can call in this assistant to work for me part-time, or I can bring in a social media person to come in part-time. You know, maybe, someone to do proofreading. You know, a friend of mine hired someone to do her newsletter for her because she just wasn't getting it out. No matter how much she wanted it to do herself, she jobbed it out to someone, and they have a great connection, and that she feels that person is able to get her voice. You know, it's taking these steps and putting forth that you're going to find the right people. So how do you overcome them? Well, I think we kind of just talked about that, but let's talk a little bit more about, right? Talked about the obstacle and how to overcome it. The star, you know, there's something in your own personal healing process, the star reversed, that is part of the obstacle. So it's this, we're talking about this very grounded, you know, earth element, you know, physical actions, you know, fire element actions, right? But then there is something within yourself, in your own personal self-awareness work, in your growth work. It could be within, you know, the shadow work, those places that you don't want to look in, where you feel vulnerable, where you feel your weaknesses, where you feel I haven't been able to do this in the past, and I have all of this evidence and history that's stacked up against me about how I've never been able to succeed at that in the past, or I've never been able to have that kind of thing in my life in the past, and how am I supposed to have it now? You have grown, you have changed. You're seeing things differently. There has been healing, but there's a spot in this, I think, acknowledging how far you've come and how much you've healed, and because of this healing, you have new perspectives on yourself and others and the world around you. Something that you might have wanted to do because you felt it was very stable and right for your survival 5-10 years ago. You don't feel that way today, and it's like, you've changed. It's okay to grieve in this healing process what you're letting go of, and to celebrate what it did for you, where it got you where you are today. That you needed it and it was there for you, that job, those people. Even if they were always crappy, maybe you needed a job, you needed to support yourself, you needed stability. You needed to bring money in for family. You needed to, bring it in for your community. You had to get going somehow. So there's that. Even if it's something that you hate, there can be a little bit of a grieving process of who you were. It's always about honoring yourself and honoring the stages of where you are. Part of honoring yourself is letting yourself grieve for whatever you're letting go of. Isn't it amazing how we can be done with something and you're ready for change, you know you've gotten beyond that, the thing is dead, it's tedious to you, it no longer serves, but there can be this place that can be difficult of letting go, that obstacle, that stuck energy, about really stepping into your empowerment and really embracing who your authentic self is. And being present with yourself, with who you are now. So what are some more actions that we can take? What are some more actions that we can take? It's my cat, Tiger Lily. The King of Cups. Well, it's giving yourself your own emotional support. You know, in the King of Cups too, you know, you see him kind of dipping his toe in the water right here. If you hear anything in the background, that's my cats playing with my shutters. He's dipping his toe in the water. And so it goes back to that baby stepping. Maybe you do want to baby step a little bit. What can I do on a daily basis that's something that gets me where I want to go? What are the steps? What's one little step I can take? And also, when you're baby stepping it, go, I started doing this. Go to a different yoga studio. Go to a different grocery store that's down the block this way as opposed to that way. Go hang out with this friend that you haven't seen in a while. All these little things add up when you're wanting to make change. When you do something different, do anything different. Have a different brand of coffee in the morning. Try to go to bed an hour earlier. Try to get up a little bit earlier. Because there is this trepidation. What we do is we have somebody who is a master of feeling into their emotions, right? It's the king. It's that masculine energy. And here, you know, we all have masculine and feminine energy. I just need to say it. We all have masculine and feminine energy. So when I say masculine, I mean every single person. When I say feminine, I mean every single person's feminine energy. And that's how we roll here. You know, there's this boat sort of in the background. And you know, this guy is not looking at the cup or the boat. And it's like something is sailing away. But he's not looking at what's in front of him quite yet either. He's taking the time to contemplate. There is plenty of time. There is plenty of time, I promise you. You're not running out of time. It's okay to take a moment. Write it down. What's the one thing that you can do? And do it. No matter how hard it is, even if you have to stop and start 20 times, it'll get easier every single day. Right? So I want to end this with asking about what's some advice for the work-personal life balance, right? So what can we do to help your work and your personal life balance in this change, right? In this transformation, in this change. I'm going to take those, but I'm going to shuffle some more too. Okay, so what we've got here is the Empress, and we have the Page of Wands. Okay, upright, good. And we have Judgment. So this is your rebirth. You know, there may be, it can be really interesting when we're wanting to make these changes in the people around us, right? And I think that part of it is about community and about being open to who is going to be with you in the next stage of your life. Someone once said to me, Kristen, you're just going to have to realize that you don't have anybody. Because I had a bunch of crappy friends who, and I realized I didn't want to be alone. And so I was kind of putting up with stuff. This was years ago. And I realized I needed to let all these people go, but there wasn't very many other people around me. And someone just said, you're just going to have to see who comes into your life. You're just going to have to be where you are and see who comes into your life. And there's something within this Judgment card for me that is about letting the chips fall where they may about the current people in your life and where they stand, and who else is going to come in. Because you may find that somebody who is another really wise friend of mine once said, we all have these periphery kind of friends. Why don't you call one of your periphery friends up and ask them to dinner? Like, hey, you want to go grab lunch? We often have more people around us than we think. As you are rebirthing, as you are transforming, as you are rising from the dead, or as you are going through this situation, you as things change, right? Because even, you have a certain people around you at work every single day. That might be something, the job, you may not want the job anymore or the situation anymore, but there may be people there that you enjoy. And how can you bring in this community and this feeling of belonging and community and having the support you need emotionally while you're going through this? This could also be, romantic changes within, going on because of in a romantic situation or a family situation or a dynamic if you're in a long-term partnership and you have kids. It's almost like everybody is going to have to rebirth with you. So if you're in a place where you have a long-term partnership, a husband, a wife, you have kids, there's something about you showing your kids that this is the way. You want to show your kids that they can do anything. So it's almost like there's a changing of ancestral, familial stuff that maybe was passed on from other generations and how your parents lived, and maybe they hated their job their whole life, but they made a lot of money and they stayed. Or you're showing you're standing up and you're showing your kids, I want more. We want more. We all deserve more. And you can be abundant by following your bliss, by following your heart, by taking that road, less traveled. I'm coming out with all the cliches, but they're true. What was that? I took the road less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Sometimes going down the road less traveled can feel a little bit lonely at first, but the people always come. And some of them you'd be surprised are people from that you already know that are embracing it, and some people fade away, and sometimes it doesn't have to be personal at all, and then the new people come. But there's something here about showing your kids that what the kind of life they can have. And there might be something here about, a spouse or a long-term partner, being very energized by what you're doing. Okay, so I'm getting two things here. They're being very energized by what you're doing and they're very supportive, and that's great. Or there could be a kicking in the butt kind of a thing about, it may shake them up. Okay, it's like something like to be in this partnership, we all have to step up to the plate, because I don't want to make this change and then have you sit here miserable every day. And having the kind of partnership, long-term partnership that works for you. Again, people don't have to be bad people, but it's about what's good for you now. And sometimes our long-term partnerships or the people in our lives represent what we wanted 5, 10, 15 years ago, a year ago, but just not right now and not moving forward. And this Page of Wands, because we had our Knight of Wands in reverse, this is stepping back to baby step. It's like, okay, I'm not a knight anymore, I'm a page, but I know what I'm doing. I know where I'm going. I'm lit. I'm taking a step here. I'm on the path. I'm on the yellow brick road. I know where I'm going. And you can have this youthful vibrance and inspiration. It's almost like, when you were in college graduating or out of high school and you've kind of felt that fresh burst of I could do anything, or I want to do this, or I'm excited about that. It's about that embodied feeling of that. So kind of maybe sit and even take a memory from back then and what did that feel like? And you can have that now, regardless of your age. Because with the Empress and this Empress energy, this is about nurturing yourself and having this fertile, creative idea that's earthy and grounded, You know, the Empress is, she is the queen of all queens. And this feminine energy, regardless of he, she, him, he, they, them, all of it. We all have our feminine energy. It's that feminine energy of fertility and creativity and bringing some new life into the world, bringing some new life, rebirthing ourselves to birth something else that we're bringing into the world. It's very relaxed. It's very peaceful. It's a more peaceful place. It's about being comfortable in yourself. But she, he, they are pretty freaking badass. You can be badass and totally calm at the same time. Totally grounded, totally fiery, totally intellectual, totally emotional, totally grounded. And you can stand in the center of that and be present in all of it. And what do you need at one time? I need to be more grounded here. I need to be more action-oriented here. And I need to, think this through a little bit more. I need some mind work. I need to go into my heart. Right? So I love you. If you enjoyed this, give me a thumbs up. I would so appreciate it, and it would really help me out. And if you're resonating, I would love it if you would join the community and subscribe. I wish you all the luck, and I will see you next time. Mwah.